Detroit Lions fans, we have a huge game tomorrow against the Minnesota Vikings that we can move to 12-5 and potentially be in second place or the second seed in the NFC. And I'm excited about that. But there's excuse me, there's something I need to address. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with class. I'm going to do this with professionalism, and I'm going to do this once. Okay. And what that is last night I was on a show with another individual. But it's not about that individual, meaning this has nothing to do with that individual. This has to do with me. And the conversation, the topic of Isaiah Buggs popped up in the chat. And so as we were talking about Isaiah Buggs, somebody brought up that they had heard that Isaiah Buggs was an alcoholic. Okay. That was those words from that individual. And we then began to talk about something that we heard as well. Now, if you are in this space, again, this is not an attack on anyone. I don't care. I have no issue with anyone on this platform, and I do mean anyone. I'm 44 years old. It's a new year. I'm going to 45. I got empires to build and bigger fish to fry. I have no issue with anybody on this platform, but when somebody misspeaks and they misspeak about me, then I need to address it. Now, I know you didn't sign up for this. This is not what you want to see. But, you know, the reality is, everyone, it happens. You've seen, Cat Williams right now has set the internet on fire, and everybody has something to say. And I feel that it's only right that you need to come out as a man or an individual, whoever you are, and defend whatever you need to say. Now, this person did not say my name. He insinuated my channel. Okay. And that's what the topic of this conversation is about. Somebody insinuated that Isaiah Buggs was an alcoholic. Now, you can be racist without saying racist things, right? You can be, I'm not saying that this person is that, so I'm using that as an example. You can insinuate something without ever saying what that thing is. And that's the power of influence. You can influence somebody. And I hated that term influencer, but then I realized, Derek, that's what you are. You can say something, somebody will believe it. They won't do any research. They'll just believe what you say. And it's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. So it was insinuated that Isaiah Buggs was an alcoholic. The word alcoholic was never said, but it was insinuated that he was let go of the Detroit Lions. Among other things, one of the things is that he overindulged in the spirits. He liked the spirits so much that he would come into his place of work hungover. And if you are coming on a regular basis to your job and you are hungover, that means that you have an issue. And most people who have an issue will be referred to as alcoholics. Now, you can see that this video is not monetized because that's not the place for this. This video is to, for the second time, say that I have no issue with any creator on this platform. I don't have time for that anymore. I have moved on, and I am going to do what I set out to do, which is dominate, right? Now, let me get off that and say one thing. I have the best community. I can't be told otherwise. This channel has the best community on the internet when it comes to Detroit Lions. I have a free ticket to tomorrow's game. I offered to pay. It was given to me. I have a playoff ticket at cost because of the relationships that I have formed with those who watch. I have been sent things through the mail from regular subscribers. I have been asked to send things to people, genuine relationships that have been forged because of the content that I make. Without you, I can't be where I am. So I'm never going to pretend like it's all me, because it's not. I'm just a guy who decided to, I like to say, I'm just a guy sitting in his basement talking about the Detroit Lions, a nice little Notting Hill reference. Probably one of my favorite, if my only, like, lovey-dovey movie. I'm not a lovey-dovey movie guy, but that one right there gets me. But I think what appeals to me, and you can put in the comment section what appeals to you, is that I'm real. I have never, ever pretended to be anything else. I have never claimed to have sources. I don't have a source. I have a source who has a source. That's as close as I've gotten to having a source. I don't claim to have a source. I don't pretend. I would love to have a source. I would love to somebody who thinks enough of me to feed me information directly from the organization. That would be phenomenal. I'd take my channel to new heights. But this channel is 100% run by you. And meaning without you, I don't have any of this. I don't have the success. I don't have none of that stuff. So this is what this is about. But at the same time, in this space, you are going to encounter obstacles and people who have something to say and people who just want to get in the way, whatever that is. And I'm not talking about this particular individual is that. I simply think they heard something from somebody and didn't do any research on their own. Okay. And no matter what you see, from Logan Paul to several other creators who have run into things, it just happens. That's just how this is going to go. So, it's not about being the bigger person and all that stuff. Sometimes you get to stand, you can stand up for yourself. And that's another thing too. In the age that we live in, if you stand up for yourself, you're trying to cause drama. Listen, I've been in enough drama that for the entire platform, anybody who talks Detroit Lions can look me up, and I've been in enough drama for everyone. And it is not it's necessary sometimes, but it's not something I would want to get into. But sometimes it is necessary. It's just, if you talk about the truth, it's looked at as being dramatic, or you're trying to get clicks and views. So anyway, for like the fourth or fifth time, I have no issue with this person or anybody else on YouTube. But I will say this: if you do insinuate something about somebody, that is just as good as saying that person is it. So if you insinuate somebody is an alcoholic, then you are saying they're an alcoholic. Now, again, I did not say that this person said these words. It was mentioned in a chat because that person, your viewer, the person who watched your video, got from the video that Isaiah Buggs is an alcoholic. That's what was conveyed. So is it me that you need to worry about, or is it the message that you're conveying? Now, I don't claim to know anything outside of about the Detroit Lions than what I see. That is that we need a pass rush. Obvious. That is that Brad Holmes at this moment is cheap. That could change in the offseason. That's all because I just watched the team. That's it. I don't have any insider. So with that being said, we have a game to win tomorrow, and the focus is on the Detroit Lions and the opportunity that they have not only tomorrow, but as we go into the playoffs. And after that ends, whenever it does, we're on to the offseason and we're on to making this team better. And eventually the draft will be here in Detroit in April, and networks are starting to be built. Channels are starting to be made. Moves are being made in this space. And I'm excited about what 2024 has to hold. And nowhere in 2024 do I foresee myself being engaged in any drama. This is not drama to me. This is clearing up a misunderstanding. Okay? That's what this is. It needs to be done. And I'm going to be the guy to do it. So nothing else, as far as I'm concerned, will come from this. And we're going to talk about CJ Gardner-Johnson. And we're going to move on. And like I said, man, my goal is to dominate. And when I say dominate, I mean dominate. If you ain't with me, my job is to run you over. And it's to do it with class and respect and with integrity, because that is the space that we live in. If anybody tells you anything different, they're lying to you. This is a competitive space. You have to keep your competitive edge, but I will never lose who I really am. You will never see my integrity waver to be on the top. I will never prostitute myself for money. That will never happen, ever. There are ones that do that in this space because it's part of their job description. But unlike those individuals, I don't have a boss. I am the boss. You're not the boss of me. No, because I am. I am. But you know who's the boss of me? You. If you don't watch, then nobody's here. So I guess I do have a boss, and it's the viewer. So with that being said, man, you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. As far as I'm concerned, everything's Gucci. I don't got time for this. I'm trying to dominate. I'm trying to be the best. Y'all remember that Karate Kid movie? You're the best around. Nothing done to keep you down. You're the best. That's what I'm trying to be. The best at whatever that is. And in being the best, my goal is to dominate. And that's just the reality, y'all. You can't be soft in this space. You got to be able to terminate people. You got to be willing to, but with class and honor. And that's just by making the best content you can and being the best at your craft, which I do consider myself one of the best. But, I'm not the best because there's always somebody better. And guess what? There's always somebody watching you trying to be better than you. Okay. So with that being said, you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. Listen, it's inevitable. And as always, go Lions.